This is a story that came out in the Daily Journal, December 26, 2018, at New Museum of Black Civilization, a call to come home. So this is called the Museum of Black Civilization, which is located in Dakar, Senegal. And it opened this month. And they opened this facility to make space for all of the thousands of pieces of African art that is spread all over Europe and other parts of the world to be returned back. So this facility is 148,000 square feet. So they got more than enough room for all of the art coming from France and even Belgium. So, and other parts of the European nations, they need to send everything back. You know, you looted that stuff illegally. It's not your art. And why should you see it more than the people that it originated from? You shouldn't, period. There's no argument. There's nothing to argue over. It's not yours. You don't have any attachment to that art other than the fact that you put your hands on it to steal it. So Senegal opened up this facility about a month ago. And if you remember, Emmanuel Macron recommended that French museums give back works taken without consent if African countries request them, and they are requesting it. Several of the nations over there let it be known they want their stuff out of these European museums and returned back to Africa. Macron has stressed the undeniable crimes of European colonization, adding that I cannot accept that a large part of African heritage is in France. And he's right. So now they opened up this new museum in Senegal, and they have tons of space. So they are anticipating that the art be placed in their new museum in Africa, and they have all this room in that facility for it. So there's no excuse for it not to come back. So the article just goes over the museum focus on Africa and the diaspora is decades in the making. And the idea was conceived by Senegal's first president. So they had a festival, a World Black Festival back in 1966. And they had Black artists from all parts of the world, from America, parts of Africa, Europe, that all came to one location for a historic moment. And, how do you just, when you really think about this, ladies and gentlemen, can you just conceive how much these Europeans made off of charging for those museums to see all of that art that's in there, which is predominantly African art? They've made millions over the century, probably billions at this point over the century from people going in to see that art. But no one in Africa no one has seen that art for centuries. It's not right. It's not right. Okay. At the museum, vibrant opening sculptures. So they're just talking about the 1966 Black Festival, but I'm going to go down a little, perhaps reflecting. And so these African nations want to see their own legacy. The Europeans have to accept the fact that they will no longer have a permanent collection of African art once it's returned. Filling the 148,000 square foot circular structure, one of the largest of its kind on the continent. So, wow, that is huge. Is complicated by the fact that countless artifacts have been dispersed around the world. So, in the inaugural exhibition, African Civilization, Continuous Creativity of Humanity, and the museum's curator take a far longer view than the recent centuries of colonization and turmoil. Current works highlight the continent as the cradle of civilization and the echoes found among millions of people in the diaspora today. So they're saying that African civilization is at least 7,000 years old, and referencing a skull discovered in present-day Chad. All right, so right now, the museum does have pieces, and this is what kills me. The exhibition includes 50 pieces on loan from France. You got your own art on loan from France? Shit, don't return it. Don't give France nothing back. It's not theirs. Okay? It's not theirs. Ain't shit on loan. More than 5,000 pieces come from Senegal alone. Wow. When we see the inventory of Senegalese objects that are found in France, we're going to ask for certain of those objects. Bocoum said, all right, for the moment, we have not yet started negotiations. No, you get your stuff back. I wouldn't negotiate that. When you going, the only thing we need to, when you going to pack it all up and get it back here? All right, he brushed off concerns that African institutions might be unable to care for their own heritage. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about it. It's not yours. Just send it back. Send it back. They took care of it before you looted it. What do you mean they can't take? They took care of it before you showed up. The history of some of the objects in the opening exhibition is grim, pointing to a saber of El Hajj Umar Tal, a 19th century West African thinker who fought against French colonialism, how French troops fighting him stripped local women of their elaborate jewelry by cutting off their ears. That is disgusting. That is disgusting. Contemporary works in the exhibition touch on both triumph and tragedy. There are black and white photos of African nightclubs in the 1960s shot by famous Malian photographer Malik Sidibe, and a stark mural of Haitian artist Philippe Dodard depicting African religions and the Middle Passage. Okay, sometimes I feel like a motherless child, Brown told the AP. And here, as a member of African English-speaking diaspora, I am proud, reaffirmed. France, whose president in recent weeks has pledged to return 26 pieces to Benin, is just one of many countries loaning works for the new museum opening. That just annoys me. They're loaning these people their own art, y'all. They're loaning them their own art. Can you imagine if somebody broke in your house and then months later that person comes back and offer to loan you what they stole? This is insane. This shit is insane. The museum is celebrating the resilience of Black people. Professor Linda Carty, who teaches African American studies at Syracuse University, told the AP at its opening. This is a forced recognition of how many Black people have brought to the world. So that's right. We were first, that's been taken away from us, and we now have reclaimed it. Get your shit back, man. Get out of here. These people, they loaning oh, I just can't get over that. They are loaning Africa what they stole. They are loaning Africa art that they stole. Africa, don't you ever give that shit back. It's yours now. This is unbelievable. There is no question about what should happen. They need to pack this stuff up and get it back to Africa and stop all this squabbling about, well, how are you going to take care of it? Where is it going to go? Do you have the room? Screw all of that. Send it back. Period. Send it back. Please tell me what you think, ladies and gentlemen. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.